I joined the Navy when I was 17.
And I was in the Army in 1952 to 54.
I was in the 106th Division Infantry when we went overseas in November in 1944.
I was in the Navy. I entered the Navy and enlisted in March of 44. Discharged May of 46. I was on an APA, that's an amphibious personal auxiliary ship.
I was in the invasion of Iwo Jima at 17.
After high school, I was going to college, and one day I came home and I had a letter from President Truman.
Saw the American flag flying there, and I was on a small gunboat that was able to go right into up to the beach. So we went up to the beach, or close to it, with all of our guns and rockets. It was listed as the smallest ship in the Navy, ocean-going ship.
And I took the bus over to Fort Wayne and in Detroit, and then after sitting there for about 10 or 12 hours waiting, I got on a bus to Fort Custer in Battle Creek.
It was Halloween night when we went to New York, getting ready to get on a ship to go overseas when they found out there was a couple of submarines out there, so they brought us all back into Boston.
I saw a lot of people go down, and I saw airplanes go down, and it was quite an experience.
We took in troops such as the Seabees. Our first adventure was to Okinawa. We went in on the invasion, but at that time we took in Seabees, then came the Marines.
And he was hit right in the belt buckle. And the belt buckle is 2 layers of metal, the back and the front. And he got hit, and the bullet went through the top one, and pierced the other one, but didn't go quite into his flesh. And so all he got was a little a redness on his chest.
We got to England. We did maneuvers in England, showing us how to get on and off of the LSTs on the beaches. And we waited there for the D-Day attack. And we weren't there for the D-Day attack. We just were back in reserve, and then we went over the water to Le Havre, which would be about 40 days after D-Day.
From there, we went back through the islands, Ulithi Islands. We went to New Guinea, the Philippines. Yes, we even went to China, to Hong Kong, where we picked up Chinese troops and took them to Tientsin, China. We traveled quite a bit, as you can imagine. We were involved in various skirmishes. Thank goodness I was all right. I was considered a pharmacist mate 3rd class when I was on ship.
And I always thought the war was fought on a straight line to 38th parallel, and we were driving, and of course the trucks had no tops on them, and got to a sign that said 38th parallel, and I started saying to the driver, you know, hey, we're going too far, but really ended up being about a place called Kumwa Valley, and it was about 40 miles north of the 38th parallel, as far north as we could be, and I was in the artillery, and all we did is shoot.
There it was very exciting. We shot down, our little ship shot down 8 Japanese suicide planes, and but one of the planes got us, and it wasn't a bad hit, but we had lives lost and several wounded.
The war ended when I was still home, so it wasn't too bad. It was bad, but it wasn't too bad. So that's about what, it wasn't long. I was only over there 9 months, and but it was an it was an experience.
I think that the military service kind of teaches you things about life, and of course it really made it possible for me to get a lot more education than I might have otherwise.
You know, it's hard to say, to give you all the details in a short period of time, but it was adventurous. And you take somebody away from their home for the first time at the age of 19, it's quite an experience. But we managed well, and we were always glad to get home. When I was discharged from Great Lakes, Illinois, and it was interesting. Thank you very much.